Okay, this is Don Miller Jr. with EXP Realty. I am here with my good friend Cherri Harrell from Ohio. And she was kind enough to give me, or I should say, give me some time to learn about her story and her journey to EXP. And so I'm really looking forward to hearing her journey. So anyway, with that said, so Cherri, certainly introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I have been licensed since January of 2016.
Hmm.
I started off with two other brokerages prior to coming to EXP. I was first originally with Howard Hanna.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, they, I would say, recruited me straight from Hondros when I was getting licensed.
Uh-huh.
I believe I was with them for about a year,
Yeah.
maybe not quite a full year.
Hmm.
It just wasn't a good fit for me. I didn't feel like it was where I wanted to be. It wasn't suiting the needs of what I needed at that time.
Hmm.
And I felt like I needed more training. And so I switched over to Keller Williams.
Uh-huh.
This whole time I was a solo agent. When I first joined Keller Williams, I was a solo agent as well. And then while I was at Keller Williams, I was presented an opportunity to join a team. That team, I wasn't quite set on joining at the time,
Hmm.
but they pursued to try to get me to join the team for about a year. Eventually, I agreed. And as soon as I agreed, they were leaving Keller Williams. And I was already considering leaving Keller Williams.
Hmm.
I was actually interviewing and I do mean every brokerage in Northeast Ohio. I had spent about 3 weeks and sat down with pretty much somebody from every office and every brokerage that I could find. And I had narrowed it down to one brokerage that I was pretty sure I was going to join. But then I was also considering joining this team.
Hmm.
And then this team had introduced me to EXP, which I did not interview because this was a brand new concept at that time.
Sure.
At the time that I decided to join that team and switch my license to EXP, I think I was the 27th agent in Ohio to join EXP. So, like,
Hmm.
this was like a brand new thing. Nobody knew what EXP was, who they were, what the model was. It was like, who? You're joining who?
What year was that?
2018.
Okay. Okay. Same year I joined. Hmm.
Yeah. So I joined when they first rolled out in Ohio. I love the model. When everything was rolled out to me, I was like, oh wow, this is great. This is phenomenal. I loved everything that it had to offer, the tools, the resources, the flexibility. And I've been happy ever since.
Oh, good. Well, let me ask you this though. What, what's the word I want to use? What word actually, I mean, what word? What actually brought you into being in real estate? What caused you to get your license?
Let's see. I was doing interior design
Hmm.
in high school. So in high school, I attended college as well. I went to an early college high school. And I was doing general studies and interior design as a minor. And I really loved decorating, decor, art, that sort of thing. And I thought that's where I was going to go. But
Hmm.
I found myself, I really loved looking at houses. I really loved helping people. I had a knack for sales. Out of high school, I got into retail and sales. And I knew I didn't want to stay in retail. As a 18-year-old kid, you got to start somewhere with a
Yeah.
job. Um,
Right.
but I early on decided I felt like real estate would be a good fit for me. It checked a
Sure.
lot of boxes of things that I had passions and interests for. I did a lot of DIY. I do my own construction. I renovate homes. My sister's grandfather, who used to flip houses,
Hmm.
would actually have me help him when I was like 14, 15 years old. I would be doing electrical, drywall, flooring, painting, you name it. I got my hands dirty and I wasn't afraid to dig right in. And I just was really passionate about the construction and the design side of it, but I was also very passionate about helping people. And I thought, what's a better career for me than real estate, where I could be a realtor, but I could also still, flip houses and all of this, for
Right.
myself on the side and still help people and give back to my community in the same aspect.
Sure. Well, it's interesting because I do chat with a fair amount of real estate agents that are very much interested in the more hands-on side of real estate as opposed to just being a licensee. And so that you find a lot of people that do both sides, particularly over the last couple of years, as the market is gotten hot. I suspect that as we move forward, some of that may change, maybe on both sides. Who knows? We'll find out. So, but let me ask you this now. If you look back and you go back in time, what would you tell your younger self that might have been wise to consider getting started that you wish you knew then that you know now?
I wish I would have either A, gotten a mentor, or
Hmm.
B, joined a team
Sure.
sooner. So I was very much in the mindset of I can do this by
Hmm.
myself. I can figure this out. There's many agents who are very successful solo agents, but I feel like I could have reached a higher level of success sooner
Hmm.
if I learned everything I know now quicker. I feel
Sure.
like my first couple years in the business were a lot slower than they had to be because I was
Hmm.
learning everything the hard way.
Right. Right. Yeah. And if I recall in our previous conversation we had, you are a mentor as well.
I am, yes.
Yeah, I am as well here in Maryland, where I'm located. Um, so yeah, we had a big shortage of mentors here when I moved my brokerage over back then in 2018, 1918, 2018. Yeah, so I stepped up to do that because we needed mentors so badly, and so I commend you on that. So you have a team now, correct? You have
Yes,
your own team. How many agents do you have?
5.
Wow. Wow. You know, it's interesting when I brought my brokerage over, I had 3 agents and it was the same thing. One of the guys just signed up. And I had an opportunity to look at EXP and I came back and told the agents I had, and the new guy says, I think we really need to explore this over here because it's going to give you a whole lot better opportunities than I could as a small broker. But we were all on the investing side of the business, more so on the brokerage side of the business. And they were all like, well, we want to work with buyers. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know much about that. You know, if you're talking about the auction industry, I know that. So what did you find? Because you were on a team prior to starting your own team. Now you started your own team at EXP, but you were on
I
a
did.
different team prior to that.
Yes.
Okay.
So when I joined that team, I was on that team for 3 years.
Okay.
I loved the team. I loved the people, but I felt like I had gotten to a point where I had outgrew the team.
Sure.
I was generating 100% of my own business. I felt like most of the training that was being offered was stuff I didn't need, stuff I already
Hmm.
knew. I didn't feel like there was really anywhere else for me to grow within the team.
Hmm.
So I parted ways on good terms. And I decided at that time, which I'd already been considering, that I did want to start my own team, but I wasn't going to jump right into it.
Sure.
I wanted to go back to being a solo agent for a while I kind of try to figure out how I wanted to structure my
Hmm.
team. And so I went solo for a little while and I was collaborating with another agent. And we both had the same idea in mind that we wanted a structure that gave back to our agents. We
Sure.
didn't want to take a large split. We liked the idea of it being more focused around coaching and mentoring and helping agents grow
Hmm.
and kind of taking what we went through as new agents, that struggle, the hardship, the trying to figure everything out the hard way out of it, taking
Sure.
some of that extra stress out of it and just saying, okay, boom, 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 this is what you need to do. This is how you do it. This is how you run this as a business, and kind of helping agents who needed that extra support. And that was more so what I was looking to do. So I was starting my team when I actually ran into um, our executive director with Premier Group at a
Hmm.
charity event. And she overheard my conversation about how I was going to structure our team. And the part that caught her attention was us discussing how can we give back as much as we possibly can to our
Hmm.
agents. Um,
Sure.
how can we take as little as possible, but provide as much as possible without going broke as a team?
Right. Right.
And she kind of chimed in and was like, hey, I feel like you should, hear what we have going on over here. And immediately I felt like she was trying to recruit me to her team. And I was like, oh, no, 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 no. I don't want to hear
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
And I kind of just brushed her off. And then in a quick couple sentences, she summed up her team and immediately it caught my attention. And I was like, well, that's exactly what I'm trying to do.
Sure.
And it it kind of was like history from there. We met up, we discussed everything, what their team was offering and what my team was doing was like perfectly in line. And so we merged together. And then I brought my people over to Premier Group. So now I'm a part of Premier Group. We're all one big team. We're across multiple states, but I'm the team leader here in Cleveland, Ohio, with 5 people, but our whole team has about 300 agents.
Oh, wow. And they're scattered in various different states.
Yes.
And, I had mentioned this when I spoke to another agent. It's amazing how the platform allows a team to be throughout the whole country
Yeah.
and, to have the ability to be, and actually in some ways have agents in various different states and still get paid. I like to look at it as a referral fees. When you've got these agents that are out there in various different states, you can get referral fees all over the place. Although that's not the correct term we use for it, but that's the best way to look at it. So I'm assuming then that, was Premier part of EXP at that time?
Yes, they were our
Okay.
regular part of EXP.
Okay, so you got almost like double dipping. Not only got the platform of EXP, but got the platform of Premier. That's fabulous. So clearly, then moving in that direction solved a lot of the challenges you had with the previous team and the growth, and where you're and starting your own team. So that's fabulous. Now, because you are a mentor, and obviously you talked about some of the training that was not what you needed at the previous company because you had already grown past that. Do you now at EXP, even though you're a mentor and do some coaching, do you personally have a coach that you work with?
I'm actually the assistant to the education and coaching development for the whole team.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
I actually put together a lot of our curriculum
Oh, wow.
alongside John Glenn, who's also with our team.
How about
So
that?
currently we're building out all the training for the agents.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Yeah, it's interesting because I myself never did coaching because we were already on the investing side, and I've been a broker now for years, although I'm an associate broker with EXP. So I never did get a lot of that training that you're referring to, being part of a team or having a mentor and things like that. But I was never aspired to be, although I've done a lot of transactions, I've never aspired to be the same type of agent that you are, meaning go out and do these transactions and helping people. It's just not. I offer a lot back just from the experience of being around for so long and so many different aspects of real estate. So it's interesting how every agent develops their own niche, for lack of a better word, to be successful.
Well, I don't do, I wouldn't say I have a coach personally or a personal mentor, but I'm constantly learning, constantly. I'm always attending trainings and webinars, and I'll purchase whatever training I feel would be beneficial to me. I'm very adamant about. I have to constantly be learning.
That's right.
Right now I'm going through like multiple different trainings for different things, and I pass whatever I learn on to my agents.
Yeah, it's interesting because I don't do a lot of that myself. But knowing that EXP provides about 80 hours a week, all day long on you name the subject, and it's some expert somewhere in the company that's telling you what's working over the last couple of months in that particular, whether it's field, whether it's marketing or lead generation, whatever it is. I think that's fascinating, and it's something that I encourage the mentees I have to spend more time doing. But a lot of them have full-time jobs. So they're limited on time and they have families and things like that, but it's there, whatever it is they want to learn. So, what do you think that you find the most useful to you in the roles that you have with EXP?
From EXP, I'd say I love that we have so many. So I like that we have Enterprise. I like that we have EXP World.
Mm-hmm.
I like that we have KV Core. I like that we have tools provided to us from the broker that every agent needs. Every agent should know how to use. But let's say an agent, just needs to update their W-9 form. I mean, they can just go into the world and chat with somebody right then and there live and get it corrected. I mean, everything is just streamlined and easy to use and easy to find. And I feel like the resources provided by EXP are higher quality than what I've received with my previous brokers.
That's fabulous. Now this is a little bit more of a loaded question. I'm assuming your market is, and you're in Cleveland, if things are changing a little bit there. Now, here we are, we're coming into the winter, the end of October of 2023, and the market's changing a little bit. Are you able to get a sense of whether the market may continue to slow down? Do you see a pickup? Do you have a sense of where we might be going?
Well, when we seen a couple shifts, the last shifts we had since COVID, I noticed that Cleveland didn't change as much as some of the states in the other parts of the country, but currently I am seeing us slow down dramatically from where we've been for the last 2 years. So,
Hmm.
for example, right now I have 3 listings, and while all of my listings for the last 2 years have maintained steady showings and selling rather quickly, all 3 of my listings have seen very, very little showing activity, and they're sitting on the markets a little longer. So instead of selling in, 2 to 5 days, they're selling in about 30 days now.
Right. Yeah, I noticed that on the houses need a little bit of work. The time frames that they needed to sell, even previously, were significantly different than the houses that were in primo condition. So we're definitely going into what appears to be going to a shifting market. So clearly, having all the tools and education and training that you can get is going to be really important for a lot of agents. So.
Absolutely.
All right, Cherri. Now, the last real question is that obviously I'm going to have this posted up on YouTube. So you have a contact information or something that people can reach out to you, something that you're comfortable providing?
Yeah, I can leave my phone number, email address, and website.
Okay. All right. Well, what we can do then is if you want to shoot me that information to make sure I have it all correct, I'll put it in the remark. I mean, not the remarks, but the text below the video. And that way, if anybody has any questions about Cleveland buying and selling, about the Premier team, the Premier group, and just anything they need from you, that way they can reach out to you. So. I appreciate your time. I hope I didn't take too much of it. I apologize for that little glitch when we got started. And
You're fine.
and I'm here on the East Coast if you ever need anything. And of course, I'm easy to find on the internet. Just search my name, Don Miller Jr., and I'll pop up. So, all right, you have a great rest of the day and a weekend, and I'll look forward to chatting with you soon.
You as well. Thank you. You have a great day.
Thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.